Welcome back to Hex. Gang, is Hexy. Let's play something new, or something old, or something different, or something similar. So, we're going to stay in the American Civil War on this one. And we're going to play from a series of games called Last Full Measure by Uhlan Games. Oh, Jerry Todd, he's out of Maine. He has a bunch of print and play ACW stuff. He's got some other things too up there that are pretty decent. I mean, everything from small stuff to some monster size stuff, like Gettysburg, and like the one I'm getting ready to play here, and a bunch of other ones. I know he's working on one for the 7 Days battles. He's got Shiloh and Chickamauga, and he's got some stuff that was played in Loudoun County, Virginia, where I grew up, some cavalry battles and whatnot. Um, Pretty good looking stuff too. Now, we're going to play an Antietam game, and there's actually more or less two versions of this that he's created. Right now, I have the first one, just the Antietam battle setup with the older counters. Now, I did something funny. I printed off the newer counters, which are they break them down into the regiments. Good looking counters, and I think I did a really good job of putting them all together. And I set them up on the game map here, and I was looking. I'm like, why does this look off? These units look like they're not in the right place. Well, it's because I was using the wrong map with the wrong counters. So I got on Facebook and messaged Jerry, and we worked it out and got me straightened out. So what I decided to do was I need to print off the other maps because they look kind of similar, maybe just a little bit broader scope on the newer version. But fortunately for me, I had printed off the older counters, so I set the map up with the older counters because I want to get some playtime in on this game here. I've been looking at his site for probably a couple of years now, I guess, and I had the Gettysburg one printed out a long time ago, but I never got it completed and set up to play. So I thought we would pop down to Antietam and play it. So this is in brigade level right now. I didn't use any fancy shiny photo paper for these like I've done the two recent ones that I've printed out and created. But these are very, very simple, easy to read. Let me pick one up here. You know, with the Confederates, the Army of Northern Virginia, they had a left and a right wing, Jackson and Longstreet. So there's a brigade, Anderson's brigade from Jackson's wing. And the two numbers there, very simple, 6 strength, 6 cohesion. And then they'll usually have a color dot in the middle of the bugle for infantry that will keep them all assigned to one division, all right? Which works out well. Now, where did he come from? Right there, I think. All right, so we got that, and the Union is set up the same way. Cannons are pretty. Like I say, the other games they got the stuff broken out in battalions or in regiments and stuff. So there's a lot more counters. You get some pretty good sized stacks. I've read through the rules, sort of a first basic read, not difficult. There's not necessarily strength point losses. It's cohesion hits in this game, and everything you need is on one chart, which is right here. Right, I'm never gonna be able to see it all, but you may do artillery fire, which in this game here, artillery fire, a battery can fire up to 8 hexes away, and you can fire adjacent batteries you can combine them at a certain range, but inside I think it's 2 or 4. I just read that a second ago. You can't combine them. And you cannot bombard adjacent hexes with your artillery. They're just treated as part of like a regular combat. So, but you take cohesion hits and you might, like, say you do an artillery bombardment on a unit and you get 3 cohesion hits. Well, they have to roll cohesion 3 times. So if they roll for cohesion the first time and they fail it, the unit gets reduced. All right. If they roll, I'm sorry, I'll make sure I got that right. The unit gets, I was just reading that too. Anyhow, there's 3 phases to cohesion. Either nothing happens to it, I think they get reduced. If they suffer another one, they get retreated. And if they suffer another one, they're eliminated. So it's not like you're going to knock this 6 strength point unit. You're not going to knock him down to a 5, and then a 4, then a 3, then a 2, then a 1, and he's off the game. So it's cohesion hits, and then they're eliminated out of the game. So, which is which is kind of good. It'll simplify the system and allow you to play it probably a lot quicker than you would like a big regimental scale Civil War game, like maybe in the line of battle, or maybe in GBACW or something, where you're taking strength point losses under each unit. So this game comes with 2 maps: a northern map which has Antietam on it, and then a southern map which has Harper's Ferry. And the newer version of it, called the Maryland Campaign, has the battle for Harper's Ferry, the battle for South Mountain, and then it also has the Antietam, the fight for Antietam here. And then it has a campaign game you can play with both maps together. And I'll pull back a little bit. You'll see the size. And this one's actually folded. There's one more sort of leaf that needs to be folded out on this right side. But the 2 maps fit one above the other if you got the whole thing set up. Not a super huge footprint, but like a 2-map, good size footprint on it. So, and the maps, of course, I have these printed a little bit larger, I think, than what they are. Charts, like I say, for all your activities and stuff, combat, there's 1 chart. You've got eliminated units boxes chart, which I got my little soda cup rag over there covering that. There's a train effects chart there for the last full measure, but then they also have a train effects chart from the original Antietam game right here. So I got them both sitting here. You got, for the one that has the regimental level, he's got 2 nice organizational charts to show all the regiments in each brigade, okay? And then you've got a turn record and a victory point track, like most games. And then and actually all this is downloaded. It's all print and play stuff, okay? And then he's got some reinforcement charts, and he's got deployment charts. Like I say, there's 2 different versions of this game, so you gotta, if you go up there to print one of these off, make sure you pay attention to which one you're printing. Victory conditions in this type of game. This is a kill fest. You get victory points for killing cavalry, killing infantry units, destroying artillery units. I didn't notice if leaders as part of that. And then you have this organizational thing that you figure out towards the end of the game, which I haven't read that rule yet, but I will soon. There's not a whole lot of informational stuff to this game that you need to read. It's got elevations in it, which cost you movement points to change elevations, up or down, okay? You've got, I don't know if it's disordered or disorganized. Actually, I don't think that even applies to this at all. It might be part of the new system. I say I've still got some learning to do with this one. You got breastworks, you got cavalry charges, you can attach and detach units. Again, don't know if this is going to apply to this particular battle as I start to get into it. Rule book, not very big, all right? Pretty simple rule book, few pages of rules, and some charts on the back end of the rule book that I put in there. So 9 pages. Yeah, 9 pages of rules. So maybe 8 really altogether, 8.5 altogether. And this applies to the whole system. Like I say, that he's got, if you go to the site, go to just Google Uhlan Games, Uhlan Games, and it'll take you to the top link, it'll take you right to his page. And then he's got a section right in the middle called Last Full Measure. Click on it, and I think he's got, I want to say he's got at least a dozen, maybe a little bit more, 1 or 2 more than a dozen. But there's quite a few in there that you can print and play. There's some titles he's working on. Now, here's a little tidbit for you. The Decision Games, Blue and Gray, Antietam, that's his game. It's from this right here that he created for Decision Games. So if you've got that, the Blue and Gray from Decision Games, take a look at the Antietam. If you have the one with the Antietam game in it, take a look at it and you'll see the developer of this game, what he has created. So, all right, so we're going to get this underway. We got this one up. We got another one up. I'm going to shoot a video on the other game I'm playing here real quick. And I'm kind of excited to get into this one. I've been wanting to do it for a while. So we'll get back to you with feedback and the outcome of this game here shortly. Talk to you soon.